Hello, commanders, advisors, merchants, and ladies and lords. Welcome to another episode of Crusader Kings 3, a Game of Thrones mod, playing as the Zealot, King Aelys of the Dragon Steppes. So, last episode, we kind of played through a few different, like the first year of King Aelys' reign. So far, we've gained the trait Diligent and Zealous. We have buried our grandfather on the Isles of the Skulls. There are a few wars brewing against the other lords of the Dragon Steppes. And as a young boy king, King Aelys is looking to manage and grow the realm. As a diligent person, he wants to grow the realm. And as a zealous person, he wants to build temples and secure the old gods of Valyria's faith, and make sure that he follows and abides by those rules as he is king. So very cool, super awesome. I'm actually recording this the day before Friday at night around like 12 o'clock Eastern, because unfortunately my internet was cut off. Literally the cord was cut in the backyard. I'm getting a new patio. So I don't have internet, so you might be seeing this episode a little bit late. The explanation for that is, of course, internet. They should be getting it back on Friday, the day this episode is released. So if it's at 10 o'clock that you see this, then great, I got it before 10. If not, terribly sorry, it's just because the internet. But without further ado, let's get into the campaign. There are a few notable things that I should mention before we start. One of the things is Blackwing returned. He came back, he flew from the north, he was in grief from the loss of his rider, and being the very first dragon almost alive in Essos for hundreds of years, Blackwing needed time to grieve it, but he returned back to his home in the Dragon Pit on Tyrosh. So, we currently can't bond with Blackwing until the 10th of the second moon in 342, and it's 337 right now, so about 5 years to go on that. And it's going to be extremely risky to tame Blackwing as a child, so I'm not really sure to do that. So one of the other things that I suggested was Henkerix, who is way up here in Pentos. So as Calistrix was roaming Pentos and Essos during when my father passed, she actually laid a clutch of eggs in the wild and gave birth to Henkerix, who is named by the locals of Pentosh. So Henkerix will be kept as a name, and so far at the moment he's too far to interact, but once we come of age, we're going to go and try to capture him and bring him back to the pits ourselves. So we'll be doing that in the future. Two houses that I made recently, the Sea Step, which is the Way of the Seas, with Lord Rhaegal of Silkhead, as well as we have House Solarian, Light, the Dark Knight. So very cool on those two houses. I did reinstate the Raiden as well, which I kind of actually took from this group. So they actually have two provinces over here. So that is awesome, but without further ado, let us begin the next few years of King Aelys' reign. So one of the things I want to do as well, what King Aelys thinks, is actually perhaps building another dragon pit, if possible. No, I can't build another dragon pit, unfortunately, but Snailery, I was thinking, maybe we should build another pit. But unfortunately, we cannot do that. I wish we could. But Aelys' goals and ambitions for his kingdom so far, at the moment, as a 9-year-old, or as an 11-year-old, is to reorganize the realm and make sure that our lords are happy, that we're prospering, that we're making money, and that we grow ourselves to be a proper kingdom. And then maybe in the future, his ambitions might change, but at the moment, as a boy king, that's what he's looking to do. Like the stories he's read of King Jaehaerys, the conciliator of the Iron Throne, he wants to be very similar to him. So we'll do that. Let's start building up some provinces. I guess we'll start with Snailery. It's only a small hill fort constructed here. So we have 1,240 gold, so let's build something here. Hill farms will increase our taxes, which is always good. We could get a barracks, which will increase our levies. Blacksmiths give us holding taxes, which our holding taxes currently are about 0.46, which isn't great. And this will give us extra holding taxes for our ruler, so we could think about that, especially levy reinforcement rate and captain effectiveness for the holder, which is us. Now, trade ports I always like. Development growth is always important. And plus tax, I think we're going to go with that first. So we're going to be able to trade port on Snaillery. Now, there is a city over here that does have a trade port and carvers guilds, as well as simple pastures, crop fields, and hound pens. We're not going to really focus on that. What about Zobri Bastion? What can we do over here? We do have the dragon pen here. We do have quartermaster's office. Simple windmills. We'll actually play on 3 speed as we're building up our realm. So let us look at maybe some workshops. Skirmisher maintenance, archer maintenance could be pretty good. Do we have archers and skirmishers? No. Swordsmen? No, we only have one archer unit here. Archers, and these are skirmishers. So these two would lower in expenses, but those guys aren't the ones that are costing us the most gold. It's actually the Dragon Guard, the 400 Dragon Guard. So we'll pay a ransom to them. We'll get some money for that. Ooh, we could do some bakeries. Yeah, let's do some bakeries. Control +5. Sure. Let's get some bakeries going in Zobri Bastion. We need to feed the people, you know? Ooh, we do have some more ransoms that we can go for here, so we will do that. Fire... the fire in the plains can be reinstated, so we do have another accolade. Now that is another thing that we can do, is create another accolade. Now that there's a new king, there should be a new accolade. So why don't you put down some... I do already have some accolades, name suggestions, but what about some new accolades for King Ellis? You know? So I'll let you all decide and write down in the comments what you think, and I'll add them, and then I'll spin the wheel again next episode on, what is it now, 15? Or is this 14? This is 14, so the next one would be 15, so that's incredible. Let's continue on here. Ooh, I remember fondly all the good times I shared with Lusana when we were younger. Even if she now has entered the world of adults, she will always be dear to me. So this is our crush, Lusana Raiden. I'm lucky to have gotten to know her. So she is a Tyrashi. She's lustful, vengeful, diligent, craven, and an insightful thinker. So very cool. You know, we might even marry her one day. So a lot of people suggested that I should find a second wife, and a 100% King Ellis, the zealot, diligent king, will definitely have a second wife. Now, the problem is, at the moment, I can't seem to find and marry our other aunt, Princess Cassandra, which I do want to marry one day. Now, she will be our second wife, and I believe we could take on 3. And I think our third wife might even be our crush, the Raiden girl. The Raiden girl. So we'll have to keep her in mind, Lusana Raiden. I'll even pin her up here just to be sure. So Lusana Raiden is now here. We will marry her one day. That is our little young king goals. He's 11, so he's starting to think of stuff like that, you know? So our realm is looking quite big, but it's not fully consolidated. There is one thing left to do, and King Ellis knows that this has to be taken care of eventually. So Battle Hills is some low development provinces, although the High Lordship of Mangrove Shore is a much better title than... Now, but we can't go for that because we're not illustrious. So we will have to... We can't go for any of those 2 wars. So unfortunately, we're just going to have to sit and wait on that until we gain some more prestige. Now, somebody did mention that I should probably host a funeral for the late, great... excuse me, King Valerian. I wonder if we can, so let's take a look at that. Unfortunately, we cannot, and Jane is not our grandmother, I believe. Maybe she is. Oh, no, she is our grandmother, because our mother is Genera Celtigar, her mother was the Celtigar. So let's marry the queen, and and do another funeral for our lovely grandmother, Jane the Golden Celtigar. And our goal for this is to mourn to gain extra piety. We are a pious king, after all. We're not going to spend 88, though. It's going to be a dignified ceremonies. We don't need to go all out. Humble. Humble, no minor piety. Let's just go for normal piety. Oh, it can't be hosted for 4 years. Sorry, sorry, grandmother. You will get buried one day, but not at the moment. Vaymor takes to the skies. The buzz of the small folk and talk of the noble lords alike focuses on the latest dragon riding development. Vaymor has managed to claim the deep blue beast Placid Dussax. The rumors spread rapidly about Placid Dussax. Few are those brave enough to even try to tame him. Fewer still are those that live to tell the tale, but such hearsay is oft misguided. Viserion Belaerys, the son, I believe the second son, or the first son of Prince Vaykar. Vaymor joins the ranks of many dragon riders past and present who have made home amongst the clouds, yet is to be seen how he will handle the power that comes with such a coveted position. Let us hope he is not consumed by ambition. So it looks like Vaymor, the son of Vaykar, whom is ill, unfortunately. That's our friend, by the way. Vaymor has claimed Placid Dussax, which is the dragon under that was birthed by Baal. So I love that. Very cool. Yamataris is still over here, kicking. Or of House Redworm. He is an Asasi Valyrian with ties to the Targaryens. And he does, so when I first named him under Blackfire, he does have the Blackfire armor and Blackfire sword. But let's just kind of forget about that at the moment. It's not lore accurate, so just maybe it's another sword, you know. So we're gonna continue on. We're gonna go up to the speed. Blackwing is still within our pits. Attempt to tame the dragon, rename the bet dragon, or bond with the dragon. We really can't do any of that at the moment. Let's take a look at our prisoners. Can we kill any of these people? So yeah, she will only give us a hook. What if we execute them in the faith? We don't have a dragon. We can't do that yet. So we have to really go for faith-driven things. One of the things that I want to do is actually build a temple. Oh, we can't build it over here on the skulls. Although it is something to think about. Is there another holding over here that we can build a temple? Unfortunately not. Is there any land that we can do? Let's build a temple. On the hammer. On Skull Hammer. It's going to be one of the first temples that we create. 400 gold to do so. Maybe we should look elsewhere first. You know what? Let's go to our who is this to us? Our brother-in-law. Your uncle and brother-in-law. Let's go to our brother-in-law's holding. And let's build a nice, beautiful temple on the mountains, or on the sides of the mountains next to the river near Mir. So that is what we're going to do. 400 gold for that. A new, beautiful temple for the great King Elise of the Dragon Steppes. Because unfortunately, there is no room to build any temples over here. So at the moment, we're just going to rock on with that. Titles can be created, so the High Lordship of Tyrosh, Kingdom of Lys, and the Kingdom of Tyrosh. We could do that, but remember, kingdom titles, if I gave them to somebody else, will be set free, so I can't do that. So shit, as I read the letter, the Aromatic rival of mine, Yensillo, our Magister Liane's consort, I spit on your name. Not only have you used trickery and charm to convince my vassal, Magister Liane, to marry you and break her bond with Corhane, no, you've also turned Magister Liane against me, and she's the Magister of the city of Lys. You've also turned, your poisonous tongue is spreading lie after lie about me. You don't love Liane, and you just want to see me suffer. I must convince Liane how treacherous Yensillo is. 64%. You know what? I must convince. Is Yensillo a good character? He has great stewardship, which could be good, but he is our rival. Languished in your prison. That's why she's our rival. You know what? I'm going to try to convince Liane that Yensillo is treacherous. Is convinced and repentant. So Yensillo is now gone from her court. No, he is not. He's still the spouse. But she does agree with me, so that's good. Yensillo, thank you so much for listening to me. I appreciate that, Yensilla. So a new person could be inspired to create a new thing. We can't hold court just yet. Our court grandeur is extremely high. We are truly the empire in the making. Can we do any small ornaments over here? Maybe a small hair hide. It's about to be destroyed, but, you know, what can you do? So let's continue on. So Henkrix will probably be... Oh, he's flying... they are flying more north in Pentos, so he's in the town over here. So we'll have to go get him one day. I think the best way to do that is actually by traveling. Now, I am at play in the gardens of Tyrosh when my peers, in a rare moment, free from the watchful eyes of our guardians and tutors. It all happened so suddenly. I'm swept from my feet and sent tumbling down a steep hill with Massaria holding tightly to me as we roll down and down. Once at the bottom, I am left dazed with her eyes staring deeply into mine as she smiles and giggles at me. I feel something strange in my chest as I look back at her. What is this feeling? We get a crush on Massaria Maracos. Hate becomes a victim. I think it's indigestion. She is a bastard, sadistic, humble character. Very charming. But she is a bastard under Samber Maracos and Shiera. You know what? I think we already have plenty of wives, so I believe this might be indigestion. So, one of the things that we can do is actually visit the university. And while we're doing that, we can't... Now, we'd have to travel by land. We do not have a dragon. But we could visit, like, the Dragon Pit. We could visit Harrenhal. We could visit this place over here, which is the Burning Fields. And we could visit even the Starry Sept to get more dragon lore, to hopefully have a better chance at taming a dragon. So we could study hard, come a long way, plan to make the absolute most of it. Yes, we're going to definitely do that. So let's hire an experienced captain, and let's hire a mountaineer. But our customized route will go to Dragonstone. After Tyrosh, we're going to first hit Dragonstone. Then after that, we're going to visit Rhaenys' Hill. Then after that, we're going to go visit Harrenhal. And then after that, we're taking a little dragon tour, okay? Ooh, there's a lot of danger through here. And then finally, after that, we're going to visit the Citadel. So there is a lot of chance of danger on this trip. Is it worth it? First off, we're a child, so we can't even do it. So there we go. There we go. We can't even do it yet. But we're thinking about it. Now, we could do a grand tour. We could do a grand tour or a grand wedding. No, we can't do a grand wedding, but a grand tour. Majesty tour, intimidation, or taxation. Taxation tour. We don't need the gold as much. Let's do a majesty tour. Taking these earns prestige, vassal opinion, both when departing from and when you stop on the grand tour. So we should probably do this because a lot of our vassals don't like us that much. So let us do that. First, we're going to visit the lords and the ladies of Voltaris. We'll probably skip them because they're pretty high. We'll definitely visit the Adirons of House Morrigan. Whoops. And then we'll visit we'll have to visit our uncle and brother-in-law. Then we probably should travel down. Now we landed all these people. We should probably travel down and visit Lys. Head up to visit the House Bazane. Definitely visit the Villaboshes because they do not like us. And Lord Ulo, we're going to probably skip them for now. But we'll definitely visit the House Chimerion. And Lord Tasman of House Vidar. And then finally end probably the campaign with these two houses over here, which is Magister Solvario and Prince Vakar, the Sea Claw of the Dragon Steppe. So the very first thing we're going to do over here is probably have a feast with them. Then over here, we're going to try to increase control. With our brother, we're definitely going to have a feast. Then we're going to go down to Lys. I don't think there's much control that we need to do there, so we're going to have a feast with her. We're going to go up here and then spread some control. Over here, let's spread some control. And Vortimer will have a feast with him. And then House Tasmund will have some cultural festivals. Vakar will have some cultural festivals. And then, of course, in Bleeding Bay, we'll have another cultural festival. So 285 gold for this. So we definitely need an experienced captain to knock out all of that. So we do go through some some 43% chance of danger. So these are small bastions and curtain walls. County control is extremely low. So if we hired a mercenary guard, then there's only 23% chance. Hills and is 40. This is very dangerous trek. If we hired a mountaineer, we would still have a 30% chance. And then there's a lot of low county control all throughout here. You know, we'd have to hire a mercenary guard to travel with us. Our entourage will be modest and extravagant luxury, so 432 gold to really consolidate the land to make them love us. I believe this is what we should do as the boy king, the zealot boy king. And we're going to seek to improve the lives of others by looking for opportunities to take altruistic actions. The often leads to increased popular opinion, and piety, zealous, generous, and improvident characters may lose some stress. So we're going to go for altruism. That is our goal. And let's head on this grand tour to travel. The time has come to depart on my grand tour of the Dragon Steps. My court is packed, ready, and raring to go. Our first stop will be the Vaster Shierra's castle over in Tyrashi Landing. So awesome, I can't wait. Let's travel there. So here we have arrived in Tyrashi Landing under Magister Shierra of House Voltaris. I received a welcome worthy of a king at the gates of Magister Shierra's castle in Tyrashi Landing, and there is a little doubt, and the splendor of my train has made a great impression. Accepting hospitality from this loathsome knave is enough to destroy my appetite. There better be some nougat. Shierra explains the planned evening banquet, promising that entertainments and victuals and offer will near the standards of my own court's dinners. Magister Shierra assures me that this will be the finest food in all the realm. So we gain some increased 10 development in Tyrashi Landing, awesome. Everyone is making merry at dinner, and I tell another of my legendary jokes to much laughter and applause, and coughing. I look around and see Manto clutching his throat, tight and hacking heavily, growing red in the face. It seems my joke may have been a little too good for him. I can save him. So 51% prowess and learning. Now we do have great prowess. Ooh, he died. Yikes. Whoops. Sorry. My courtier Landro here, has approached me claiming to have been given Master Shierra's permission to come join her court in place of my own. Letting this pass would certainly improve my standing with Magister Shierra, but is the insult of stealing members of my court truly something I can overlook? I mean, he's not a great character. I say, go where your heart pleases. Yes, you can leave my court. And our tour becomes more majestic. So we are a good boy king, just like Jaehaerys, the conciliator of the Iron Throne. We are trying to do what is just, what is right, what is zealous. Ooh, whoa. I emerge from my slumber after another peaceful night, staying with Master Shierra. As I regain my consciousness, I feel something heavy beside me that wasn't there before. Beside me, enough hashish cakes that I could eat my own body weight in them if I had such a desire. The gift is certainly unexpected, but it is really such a pleasant thing to wake up to. Whoa. King Ellis, you are 13 years old. Who's bumming? I feel something heavy beside me is... Oh, enough hashish cake. Oh, hashish cakes. Okay. So, what a wonderful way to wake up. Now, we will gain 20 stress because we're zealous, but we have to make a good impression on the lord or the lady of House Voltaris. So we have to accept it, take some stress, and take those hashish cakes. We have to be nice, right? We have to be a just king. So we'll continue on with our altruistic campaign and tour. At dinner, I find an opportunity to demonstrate my majesty. My procession is rich with valuables and talented people, and perhaps I can integrate myself with Magister Shierra if I leave a little piece of me behind. There are many things I could bestow out of my benevolence. Perhaps Rhaegal could stay here. Rhaegal? Who? Rhaegal is our court chaplain? No. The Jade Lion could be her. So we grow closer to forming a friendship. Gold is always a great gift. No, we're not going to do that. So why don't we give the Jade Lion, which is stress loss and different faith opinion +4. So let's give her our grandfather's Jade Lion, whom I believe he just found in a shop one day. So yes. Ooh, has become the owner of the Jade Lion. So she took the gift, but she's not our friend. I've concluded my royal visitation to Tyrashi Landing, and now my procession prepares to depart. Magister Shierra and her court have all lined up neatly to meet me. to see me part, and with every present, it is time to collect tribute for bestowing her with my presence. It's time for a tribute. So she spends 75 prestige, I gain it, I gain 25 renown, and our court becomes more majestic. So maybe, how much does she like me? 85? I think it's time for a tribute. Has defied the authority of the crown and refused to submit to my demands. There is little I can do now, but an insult like this constitutes a crime not only against me, but the kingdom of the Dragon Steppes itself. Ooh, she rejected me. We could imprison her. 10% chance of succeed. I'm not looking to war for now as a boy king. Your Grand Tour becomes majestic. Lord Kalos gained popular liege for 10 years. So we have arrived, and Lord Arian, the Honest of Adoran of House Morgan. Let's get to it. He is 57 years old, and we're a mere 13. Rhaegal and Rakesa become lovers. Interesting, Rhaegal. As I and my entourage ride along, I hear murmurs echoing throughout the grounds. I order a boy to ride ahead, and when he returns, he informs me that there's a gang of illegal poachers just ahead of us. Though it is no concern of mine, it is doubtlessly ingratiate me with my Castellan Lord Arion if I were to rid the grounds of this illegal activity. I could round up these ruffians and present their heads and hands to Lord Arion without much issue. Time for a hunt. How is our prowess? 21. That's actually really good. So that's incredible. So it looks like we're going to go after these ruffians in the hills. Time for a hunt. 92% chance of success. You lost the trait wounded. Apparently we gained wounded. Maybe. So looks like Daenerys is increasing her mandate as our oh, and also I named Princess Daenerys the Dowager Queen Stormborn of the Iron Throne. That's another little thing I changed since last episode. Development improved by +10. That's awesome. With my hunting bow at my side, a member of my party alerts me of the presence of a stag just below an embankment near our location. Staying at the edge of the cliff, I should be able to pierce its heart. For a skilled hunter such as I, it should be easy, but not without risk. The ground appears a little unsteady. 81% chance that we gain 50 renown and 150 prestige. 81%. I'll always roll the dice on that. Belaerys is known far and wide. 707 renown. That's incredible. We gained reputable. During the tour of province of Adoran Gates, I'm locked in a conversation with my Castellan Lord Arian about the importance of information and deception when he is interrupted by one of his courtiers. The man is not allowed to speak for long before silenced by his liege, but the wisdom he is able to dispense immediately proves he knows far more than the subject than Lord Arian could ever dream of knowing. If Lord Arian is unwilling to listen to his insight, perhaps he would be willing to join my court instead. What are you? What do you know? You know, you have some great intrigue. You're lustful, sadistic, paranoid, and an intricate web weaver. No, I don't really need one. Who is our court? He has the same amount. Lord Abo of Wellcastle of House Anugar is currently the so we don't need him. One should never speak out of turn, so Arion will gain 15 opinion of us. My footing proves true, and my aim even truer as I fell the beast with a single arrow without so much as a stumbling over my precarious precipice. The hunting party seems impressed, the grounds filled with applause of my fellows. My host Lord Arion personally comes to congratulate me on my kill. With that business concluded, I throw in my kill with the rest and continue on our tour. So we gain some extra prestige, renown, valor, and majesty tour success. So we're currently on 2. We could go to 700 prestige eventually, if it proves useful. I have concluded my royal petition of Adoran, and now my procession prepares to depart. I believe we're going to ask for a tribute again. Wandering the countryside, Adoran gave in. So Arian gave in. That's awesome, I'm glad. Countryside Adoran, I happened to seems across the gathering of peasants in a small hamlet, accompanied by their proud owners, plump and healthy livestock graze, looking good enough to take a bite out of as they are. The peasants occasionally bring their goods to be judged, analyzing their size and health. They seem to be holding some sort of festival, and as soon as I'm noticed, they're eager to show me the fruits of their labor. Ooh, we should survey these lands. This is time. Oh, how wonderful. I'll judge the contest. The Grand Tour becomes more majestic. We lose 9 stress because we're diligent, And then we get a noble judged festival, so holding tax plus 10 and another 15 opinion. Yeah, let's do that. That's awesome. So now we are heading to our brother's court, or our brother-in-law's court, and uncle. So he lets us in, thank you. And we're having a dinner party here, so I'm excited about that. Thank you, Prince Laragon. How is your dragon, by the way? Agorax, 14 years old. He is 38 size. Travel bad weather. So while resting during our travels, we were resting when Dywin went searching for some water. It seems he is really thirsty and didn't have enough water saved up in his water skin. Unfortunately, he realized too late that the water Dywin drew from looked like standing water. Many are aware that standing water, such as those foods in marshes and wetlands, are often dangerous for drinking. Perhaps he was too eager and too thirsty. Dywin, you fool. You get bad water while traveling. Idiot. So Agorax is 38 dragon size, 45 combat effectiveness, 59, and negative 18. He is bloodthirsty, aggressive, restrained, and pensive. Agorax. It is the egg hatched from Calistrix, so that's nice. Dinner this evening is a little different from what I'm used to. The cook lackadaciously drops the bowl in front of me, and I'm immediately met with the most unworldly aroma I've ever smelt in my life. This dish from the depths of hell is offensive to all the senses. Some slimy gray substance sits in its pale foamy broth like an untended chamber pot, with a single sprig of herb placed atop in a futile effort to make this thing look appetizing. My every instinct compels me to fling the thing out the nearest window, but Prince Laragon assures me it is a local delicacy worthy of a king. So down the hatch, we have a 5% chance a nauseating meal, and gain ill, 40%. I won't let this filth touch my tongue. We have to entertain, unfortunately. So let's see what happens here down the hatch, unfortunately, with this awful food. It was a good meal, good. So we get a small health boost and a -5 stress gain. Ooh, control restored in the lordship of Rail Trueness, so that is awesome. Another evening of merriment draws to a close, and I found myself locked in conversation with Alara of all people. Before I know it, the room has been silent save for the conversation, and everyone is hanging on my next word. Though a little awkward, I'm not sure I can tell the tale that everyone will be delighted. Something that's tragic or something light. As the boy Zealot King, I think we're going to go for something light. You gain 75, we gain forming a friendship with Alara. 53% or 53%. Let's go with light. The story was impressive. Awesome. So we're proving to be a good king so far. So we're still engaged in dinner with Prince Laragon. Grand Tour becomes more majestic. We're at level 3. That's awesome. A claim on Bloodstone. For months, High Septon, Queen Matrice's High Septon, has been digging up spurious contracts and fabricated histories. Now Queen Matrice dares act as all amounts of the legitimate claim on the lordship of Bloodstone. The White Storm of the Iron Throne. Look at her Baratheon Lannister hat, and then she's married to King Garth of the Iron Throne, who has like a Frey, who is of House Frey, and he has a Frey crown, so that's pretty cool. But does Matrice have no shame? Let her feel the wrath of the dragon steps if she were to go to war with us. I find myself awake in agonizing hunger, unable to return to my rest. I wander in the dark to the kitchen and find that the room is lit a little with something besides my lamp. The pantry shelves glow with an unearthly yet inviting gold. I am overrun with curiosity and unable to find the source of the glow. Within the flame of the light snuffed out, I begin checking around the edges of the pantry. I must get to the bottom of this. So we got a 92% chance that he loses 20 opinion of us. I cannot go snooping around, so let's go back to bed. We can't go snooping around. I've concluded my royal visitation with Rael Trunos, and now my procession prepares to depart. He is at 100 already. Let's ask for tribute. He gave in. Awesome. Love that. Thank you, Prince Laragon. We appreciate it. Ooh, there's an animal tag. Wild animals came to our camp last night and were in Chios, and no one was hurt, but they did ransack our food supplies. So we will pay that 20 gold to get our food back on track. But now we are off to visit Lys. So let's see, Lys. Magister Liane, let's begin. Let's have a dinner. You stupid little changeling, why must you always be in the way? I'm going to teach you a lesson, Delano explains, reaching out for a nearby cudgel. What have I done? I only wanted to see what Delano was doing. He was approaching rapidly, raising the club in the air. Help! If you tell anyone who did this to you, I will make sure you perish, he grins. Ooh, we could gain the trait Shy. I hate that. We could gain the trait Paranoid, which is awful. Or Please Don't Hurt Me, I'll Do Anything, and we gain the trait Craven. Ah, all these suck. I think we're going to go for Paranoid, honestly. Paranoid gives us Intrigue, Diplomacy -1, Stress Gain plus 100%, Dread Gain plus 25, and Opinion of Vassals -10. So we're going to be Paranoid, unfortunately. We got to have one negative trait, you know? So we are now the... Oh, we've lost another... now we're gaining some stress. So we'll lose another 20 gold because of animal attacks. It is another evening at my stay in Magister Liane's home, and yet another foreign meal is placed in front of me. I knock it around a little with my knife, watching as the dark, unfamiliar sauces slides around like cascading mud. Oh, what I wouldn't give for some food from the capital. Just some simple pomegranate cakes would be fine. I could ask Magister Liane for something from back home, of course, but risking could cause offense. I'll just ask. Let's just ask. Magister Liane grows closer to gaining a hook on us. Ooh, she agreed, so she did gain a hook on us. So she might change her, modify her vassal contract, but that's okay with me. I sit at the dinner table waiting my dessert, and when it finally arrives, I can scarcely contain my rage. I'm appalled to see what is supposed to be a cake in the shape of High Valyrian fort sagging miserably under its own weight on my plate. Is this some kind of insult towards my prowess? I can only feel insulted to look at this thing, but from Liane's puppy-like eyes, I can tell this was a sincere attempt at flattery. You know, I love it, Magister Liane. So nice. So very nice. You idiot. So we're engaged with dinner. You should have put it in the freezer, even though the freezers don't exist yet. So, thank you, Magister Liane. I do appreciate it. It seems I'm not the only honored guest at Magister Liane's court. The evening, I have been sat beside the fascinating Master Turquin of House Newbridge, and our conversations have left me feeling most elated. I am very well versed in statecraft, but my skills are being wasted as I wander around from place to place. If you'd have me at the court, I'd be honored to call you my king. How good are you? Pretty decent in stewardship, pretty decent in diplomacy. You're a great hunter, traveler, neophyte fighter, gardener. Not great prowess, but you're ambitious, shy, and inquisitive. You know what? 37 stress for this, but I think we will. I think we'll take on him. Take him on into our court. We're going to fill our court with the best of the best throughout our realm. Maybe we could even find some Valyrians to fill our courts with, because we are following the gods of Valyria after all. Life as king brings all manner of magnificent and fanciful food to my plate, but lately I've grown tired of these same flavors and textures. I desire the truly outrageous, the truly exotic. The one side of me, I see candied figs, on the other, boiled vegetables. You know, let's go for 50-50 on this. I don't think we need to lose the stress. I could not be so bold. I've concluded my royal visitations. How much does she like us? 60. You know, I won't make such demands for Magister Liane. She is a very powerful vassal. She has 9,000 troops under her command. That is not a war I would like to go with, so I will make no demands of you. Be thankful, Magister Liane. Be grateful. War waits for no man. To the worthless King Ellis, rally the troops. The Grand Tour will continue. I can manage things from here. The war requires my full attention. We're not yet at 5 years. The war requires my full attention, unfortunately. We're going to have to go to war. So let us raise the... Let's raise the troops. I'm going to create another one over here. And raise all troops over here in Skullhammer. And we'll march onto the newly invaded pirate crew. I was playing with some other children and Tia tried to push me over. She hounds me constantly, trying to push me every chance she gets. It's starting to get on my nerves. I should do something about it. Daughter of Lord Ulo. Why are you pushing me? I just want to play. So this is Virtuous and the Worshippers of Gods of Valyria. I am going to be giving the trait Forgiving. Why are you pushing me? I just want to play with you. Very sweet. So we arrived back home. So it looks like our commander is Lord Ulo of Sandstones, 34, Reaver, and aggressive. But I think there's somebody better. Prince Laragon, whom we need to take off his helmet because he is a Dragon Knight after all. No headwear. Only Dragon Lords can command our armies. So let's march him on of House. And that war is over. Almost. 31 losses, 792 of them killed. Nothing, no major events happened, but Westerosi, Sellswords, Stepstones Pirates, and Mangonels are in their army. Let's match down in here and wipe out the other 7,000. And the war is over. And we are no longer on our Grand Tour. We probably should have done it. Magister Silvario of Bleeding Bay is hosting a grand tournament. Oh, wouldn't that be fun, as the Boy King says. 14 years old, so I'm very close to being betrothed to Daenerys. And then we could take on a new wife. Now, our heir is Lady Sharla of Hell's Baron. So that might cause something. But let us go to this. Can we go there? No, it doesn't look like we can make it, unfortunately. So awesome, let's continue on here. Let's check out Hankerix to see if he got any closer to us. No, he's still on Father's Point. And then Blackwing is in the Dragon Pit. And also Drogon is in the Dragon Pit. Now, somebody did suggest that of one of the other dragons I could tame would be Drogon if our mother does, or if our, Dowager mother does pass. Oh, she is still our regent? Oh, obviously, because we're underage. So she has swung in her benefit. Ooh, she is almost... She is currently on scale of 3. So Diarch's can attempt to revoke titles from other vassals. Instantly forge claims and titles on fellow vassals. So let's swing the scales back in our power. Leverage gold, cost. Leverage prestige. Spend 350. Use a hook on our mother. We do have a strong hook. Loyalty to predecessor. No, I don't think we need to do this just yet. I don't want to use that hook just to swing the scales, which I'm going to get in like 2 years' time. So let us continue on the first few years of King Elys's claim. We probably shouldn't have quit that war, but then again, we would have traveled like straight through the war grounds, and I didn't really want to do that. So it kind of makes sense. Ooh, looks like he is the Dreadnoughts are at war again. The leader Basara of the Peasant Revolt is struggling to put down some peasants. Can we declare war on them now? So we're not illustrious yet. Now we are reputable. Can we open legacies yet? No, we cannot. So let's continue on. Gendry becomes your acclaimed knight. So awesome, Gendry the Bull. And our current acclaimed knight, by the way, is the Knight of the Bloody Chalice. So that is still our knight. And they have rank 4, Glory of Contender, and a Besieger. So that's awesome. Very cool. Yes, put some new names in the comments for King Elys's new accolade name. And at the moment, we're just going to sit and look pretty, grow up, and see what we can do. Blackwing is 93. We still can't bond with him until 342, so 2 more years we can try. And then once we come of age, Lady Cersei has died of old age. So good for her, Lady Cersei. Who's in charge of the Lannisters now, I wonder? It is House Plum. Lord Dennis the Strong of the Westerlands of House Plum is in control of the Westerlands, so very interesting. But let us continue on here and grow our lands ever so slightly. We're making 15 gold now, which is pretty good. So that means people like us a little bit more. Rejects mandate due to Daenerys shirked her duties as Diarch. That's not good, Daenerys. Village Baker constructed in Tyrosh, so that's awesome. Snailery and Zober Bastion are our only 2 holdings currently. Now, is this Asasi Valyrian? No, it's Tyroshi. This is Asasi Valyrian, Tyroshi and Tyroshi. Why don't you go ahead and promote this area over here. And is this Valyrian? Yes, it is. This is all Valyrian. So let us continue on and probably switch up our son's or our uncle's lands first. Now let's increase some control. There's some bad control over here. So let us go for your lands first. And Lord Arian of House Morgan, why don't you help us with some renown? I don't think we need Marshal as much. Why don't you increase our gold and protect trade? Admiral, Lord Magister of Togosh. Incredible, incredible. We have no available spouse yet because we are still not of age. So let's continue on and become of age. Titles can be created. You can pardon your vassal, Shiera. I will not do that. We will remember that, Shiera. The way you blatantly disrespected me as an adulterer and lustful individual. How dare you? So very interesting. It looks like there's another activity, but we can't join it because I believe we're not of age. So, but in the future, we will be hosting tournaments of ourselves after we do something great, like taking Battle Hills. Once we fully capture all this, we'll host a grand tournament, taking 2 of the 3 major cities. So that is awesome. Oh, Lord Arion the Honest died of heart failure, unfortunately. So we have to find a new Hand of the King. And I believe we should go with our beloved Uncle Prince Vaykar himself. Why don't you help us oversee the realm and negotiate with vassals? I feel like that would be the best course of action. So our awesome Hand of the King raised our gold to 19 per turn or per month, which is awesome. We can create accolades, so absolutely. Let's continue on here. Departed for our court. Awesome. So the first years of King Ellis have been quite peaceful. Lord Ulo did take Sharpstone from Vaykar. And Vaykar still is in control. So this is the High Lordship of the Skull Tides. It should be all this land over here, but instead the Sandstones own most of the lands in the Stepstones from Lord Ulo the Warforged of the Sandstones of House Uldaris. And I kind of like this monkey with a crown. I kind of dig it. It kind of works for him because he wants to take the crown, right? The bastard. My spy master has come to me with a discovery. He is certain that my vassal Magister Solvario is scheming against my captain Gendry. Let the traitor be known to all. How dare you? How dare you? Ooh, Willis Malwood has a non-believer secret. Interesting. So we have Maynard, who's lowborn. We have Prince Vaykar. We have Case, Master Queso of House Augustus. We have Raymond Hawkett of House Hawkett. We have Lord Abbo of Wellcastle of House Anugar. We seal contracts in blood. Then we also have Lord Master of Togosh, a lowborn. And then, of course, our court chaplain, Rhaegal of the Dragon Steps. We don't need to find you a wife. So we're almost of age. We're very close. Only a couple more years left. 1 more year left. So I'm super excited about that. Secret has been exposed. My Lord Vassal Master Arn has been extramarital affair with his lover, Aelia. How dare you? How dare you? I don't mind. My vassal, Lord Master Aaron of House Talyrus, has brought forward undeniable evidence that Cirilla was fathered by none other than him. I wonder, did Cirilla know about this true heritage, or is it that much news to her as it is to me? Will this revelation become a blessing or a curse? Who would have known? Ooh, you sly devil, you. Lila Sand, 44, and you're 37, so that's probably why. But, Solara Talaris, a snake at court. I'm heading to my chambers to enjoy some blessed sleep when I hear a faint rustle, and I think until Cassandra open up my spring blossom. It is I, Valario. Cassandra. She's kind of gluttonous, isn't she? Windows, and it is Lord Valerio. Why did you call my aunt, you fornicator? So she's probably fallen in love with somebody else. Is she, does she have a relationship? Yes, she is bonded in writing Duron. But I think she should definitely... We'll still marry her, even her in her gluttonous ways. Our Valyrian house, she could do pretty much whatever we want. We'll have multiple wives. The spy master has come to me with grave news. While we do not yet who, someone is plotting to kill me? Uh-oh. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we get a captain of the household guard? So dread game, reduced risk to die or captured in battles you're both fighting in. So that's not great. Master at arms, antiquarian, count tutor, food taster. Oh, is anybody training me? No. Looks like nobody's educating me, but that's okay. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Actually, I know a way to look. No, we do not have a guardian. Yet we're still growing. Who has the best prowess? Gendry the Bull. You soon will be an adult. I guess I don't need to. So let us take a look. Chance of stopping poison murder schemes. Stress relieving, court poets, sworn shield. Let's add a sworn shield. Let's get Andrim Soft Willow. Of Soft Willow. He's good. We'll get a captain of the household guard, and we'll get Gendry the Bull. Then we'll get one more guard. Another sworn shield, and it will be Arlane? No. Ooh, Cesaro Waters. Now, this is one of the bastards, I believe, that showed up to try to claim a dragon. So why don't you become our new sworn shield? So that's awesome. We could get a septum. I don't think we need to. Not for us. Now, court grandeur bonus. Faith of the Seven Opinion. No, we don't need it. Domain taxes. Harbor master. Let's get a harbor master. Average. Urosh likes us more. A rapacious villain. Nah, these people aren't really that good. A court tutor. Belisho Kravis. Ooh, Daenerys will be our court tutor. Stress gain, child opinion, prestige. Yeah, that's awesome. For our wet nurse, I believe she will give us some chance of congenital traits for sure. You will, you can do that. And awesome. So let's get some extra sworn guards because there is somebody trying to kill me. And of course, we'll set our guy to disrupt schemes. So awesome. Ooh, our Jon Snow has perished, died in his sleep on the 26th 7th moon in 341. So he was always a black brother. So there was no chance of getting him to come to our court, unfortunately. He was always going to stay there. He was zealous, diligent, just, and honest, kind of like us, you know? So that is awesome, awesome. Let's continue on. Before I end the video for today, hopefully we can become 16, and then I'll end the video. Court Granger is now level 9. That's incredible. Good. Look at us doing grand things already. She's 16. Ooh, she is already 16, so that's incredible. And the first order of business is to look at us gaining more. So we have 1 owned dragon and 3 tamed dragons. Who are the tamed dragons? Oh, probably, yeah, that's probably Blackwing is the owned dragon. The Omen, a local mystic, insisted on seeing me, and upon my brought into my presence, he started wailing, and is that the blood on my hands? The signs are not in your favor, my lord. I spilled the intestines of a hen, and the blood showed me your future. It's dark and full of death. Well, that's ominous. Coming of age, I finished my education in the arts of prowess. Despite everyone's high expectations, I did not achieve much, and my results left a lot to wish for. As I take my first steps into adulthood, I find myself reminiscing of some of the people that made an impact in the man I become. A friendship I shared with Prince Vakar meant a lot to me when we were both young, and still have him by my side means a lot. In some memorable times with Lusana, ooh, she truly helped me understand both myself and love. I wonder what Rayla remembers the things I put her through when we were young. So awesome. King Ellis is now a man. We lost a trait, Rowdy. We are diligent. We are zealous. We are paranoid. We are forgiving. We're a novice fighter, so we're not the amazing fighter, but we do have some amazing prowess skill. And we also are pure-blooded. Pure-blooded. Daenerys and I can betroth, so we will do that. 45% risk of being inbred, but that is okay with us. Let's marry. And let's choose a lifestyle focus, and I believe we're going to go for prowess, of course. And we're going to go for... Ooh. Disease resistance, health small boost. I think we're going to go for the number of captains. And a lot of people did mention that I should find more captains, so why don't we just do that? Invite some captains and see what happens. We can afford them. Let's press play. You can end your entrenched regency. Offer favor, offer renown, offer gold, 375. Offer a favor. So she was an entrenched regency. She really wanted to stay, but Daenerys is now gone. Let's actually... she's pinned, so that's good. And now we are married to Queen Daenerys. Queen Daenerys of the Dragon Steps. So we do need 2 nicknames for King Ellis of the Dragon Steps and Queen Daenerys of the Dragon Steps, the 2 new young queens. So she doesn't have a dragon as well, does she? No, she does not. So why don't you... Why can't I teach you dragon lore? Yes, and I'm going to do that. And suggest a dragon bond with... Ooh, Henkerix. So she might accept. So can Henkerix now bond with dragon? 17% chance of bonding with Henkerix. And Blackwing, we can't do it for another year. So this is very interesting. Henkerix is now a supporting dragon. 17%. Every month there's a predicted chance of 64% to progress based on a scheme power versus scheme resistance. Ugh. So I will decide next episode what we're going to do. Should it be Blackwing or should it be Henkerix? Now Henkerix is the grandson of Blackwing, and we are the grandson of Viserion, so it kind of works out that we bond with Henkerix. And the host is Magister Togorian of Roford. You know what? We're gonna try. We're gonna try. Let's try. And let's just say Henkerix is flying around, and we make a little trip up here to do that. So even though we're down here, maybe he comes down here and visits the dragon pits. You know. So that's the lore explanation for that. And then you, ma'am, suggest dragon bonding. Could you go for Blackwing? She will not accept going for Blackwing. And there's no other dragons. Now, she could go for Henkerix. I could go for Blackwing. Looks like we're both trying to bond Henkerix. Ooh, I will not be attempting to bond with Henkerix. Such a shame. She refused. I wonder if she wants to even be a dragon rider. She's inquisitive, lustful, cynical, generous, flamboyant, trickster, and quick. So why don't we, first of all, lie with her to get the family going. So 50. So this is, by the way, someone always says that I'm choosing the wrong one. In reality, the possible outcomes are this. So no matter what I choose, there's 51. If the plan succeeds, there's a 20% chance of impregnation. 39, your partner agrees, then there's a 5% chance, or we're 8% refused outright, no chance, right? So this is the highest chance of success. So we're gonna pay that 5 gold and let's see what happens. What's this? She smiles. Oh, I see. Well, sure, why not? She shrugs. So that is like a sure, why not? So that was the 5% chance. So let us begin. So hopefully that happens. Ooh, a captain has arrived. We have a new guest of Tuckwell, a Stormlander. He is 20 prowess, sure. We'll pay him 45 gold. Liberty faction has disbanded, so that's awesome. And I believe we are going for command focus. Ooh, Lord Ossifer's grand wedding. But you know what? That reminds me, we should do a grand wedding for ourselves. Oh, we gotta promise a grand wedding to organize one. Oh, lame. Lord Ossifer, where are you located? If you're too far away, then no, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna travel all the way there without a dragon, you know? Sooner or later, once we get a dragon, we're gonna receive Lord Voldemort. I wait patiently on the throne of arrival of Lord Voldemort, who is soon announced and ushered before me. He kneels in deference and offers nothing but his oath to faithful. Good effort, Voldemort. It is not an easy language. So he does try to speak High Valyrian. So that is awesome, but I think I will end the episode for today. I absolutely loved all the comments I got throughout the video. Hopefully my internet comes back on and you get this episode at 10. If not, it probably showed up a little bit later, but that is the reasoning for this episode being a little late today. It should have happened in the future. But yes, we still have to decide on claiming either Blackwing or Hankerix. So those are two valuable options that we have to do. I'm currently trapping a wild dragon. Hankerix is savage and likely fiercely resist any attempt to confinement. He will not go peacefully into the dragon pit. 84% chance. Yeah! Yeah! So now, hopefully our bond will go better, and he'll only stay in the dragon pit until he, you know, grows. And, like, he's only gonna stay in there until he gets tamed. But on that note, I will end the episode for today. If you liked this episode, then drop a like, comment what you think about this episode. We're gonna be continuing on. There's still more houses to be named. I didn't name too many this episode. I've only named these two over here, of the Sea Step and the House Solarian. But as I conquer more land, I'll be putting more in. I still have a few more houses to put on this map, so I'm super excited about naming them and showing them off. But with that note, I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.